Hello there, it's been way too long since we talked. I'm so glad to be back on camera with you. Let's get into it. I have like 3 video ideas I want to make like this week. I'm probably going to film all of them and release them over time. But the one I want to make today is the 3 pieces of clothing I think you need to make the best fall outfits possible. I just hopped out of the shower, so we're going to get ready and put them on. Also, I feel like we should have a conversation about life updates. I live in New York now, so we'll work all that in and catch up a bit. Okay, just filmed a little get ready with me. That'll be on the phone, on TikTok and Instagram, you know where to find that. And we're gonna use this as the basis for showing you guys the 3 pieces. They're all outerwear for the top of your body that I think would be helpful for your outfits this fall. I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. The first one is right here. I wore it in the video for a second. I'll wear it out today. This is a vest. Now this particular vest is a military liner style vest from Bronson MFG. It kind of looks like a puffer. I'm gonna step back and show you what it looks like. All right, throwing the vest on. This is what it looks like on body. This particular one, I gotta adjust the camera again. Damn, I'm so used to shooting portrait. This particular one hits directly at the waist, which I really like. I think that's a really good look. Literally the only complaint I have with this vest is that the armholes are like kind of small, so I can't really wear it with a baggier shirt or a sweatshirt. This vest is just one example. There's a bunch of other ones out there that I think are definitely worth checking out. I was a vest doubter for a really long time. I was kind of like, I don't need to be only warm here, I need to be warm everywhere, right? If it's cold, I want to be super warm. I was so wrong. Keeping this like core of your body warm does so much for feeling warm in the rest of your body. My issue with vests for a long time was that functionality. When I realized how nice it is to have this area just like super cozy, my mind changed. This one has like 4 different pockets that I can use to store whatever, like a camera, SD cards if I'm going out and filming. It's incredibly functional and it looks super cool. It does a lot, like if you're just wearing a t-shirt and jeans, adding a vest to something that simple is a really easy and good way to give it more dimension and personality. This one I don't think is actually available anymore. It's sold out, but it's super nice. Bronson MFG does have other options. And this extends to sweater vests. I have some from Uniqlo. I have one from Industry Australia that's super good. I have a vintage polo one that's amazing. Hold on, there's a ladybug stuck on my windowsill. Right there. You see the little guy? We gotta get him out because I don't want to kill bugs these days. My girlfriend gets mad at me when I kill bugs. And so we're gonna save him. Oh, I flipped him. He's out. He's out successfully. He's trying to get back in. You don't get to come in. Live your life. Anyway, an open vest, a sweater vest, anything like that, those might seem kind of dorky, especially the sweater vest, but I think they're a really good move. I'm literally shopping for vests now to see what else is out there. You do have utility vests like a fishing vest or some kind of running vest I guess you could wear. Those don't provide as much warmth, but they do look cool if you want to go down that route. Oh, I didn't even think of this. I want to cover the classic like gilet vest. Is it gilet or is it Gillette? It's not Gillette, it's gilet I think. Like the Patagonia vest the tech bros wear, or the puffer vest the tech bros also wear. There's nothing wrong with those if you like that. Like those can be super cool. It depends on how you style it. The main issue I have with vests like that is that they're super long. Like, to give you an example, this one hits directly at my waist. A lot of those vests, we're gonna have to like adjust this to show, they end about here, which is not always a bad look, but it's not how I like to look personally. That does have some utility. I have a running vest that looks a lot like that, that's a bit longer because it needs to keep more of my body warm. But when it comes to balancing fashion and functionality, I like them a little bit shorter. Uniqlo has a good vest, Adidas, Calvin Klein actually has a very nice one. What else? Alpha Industries has a very classic liner like this one. Or you could go the Essence route and spend a lot more money but get a really crazy one and do some crazy stuff with it. Whatever you decide to do, I definitely recommend trying out a vest. Maybe get one secondhand for your first one, see if you like it. That's what I did and I love it, so I'm getting more. Piece number 2. This might seem obvious, but I promise you it's important. Piece number 2 is a sweater, but it's a particular kind of sweater. I know sweater seems obvious, but we're gonna get into exactly what you need. The kind of sweater that I think anyone needs for the fall is a sweater that can go on or off for layering. Some sweaters I have to be mindful of what I'm wearing under them because if the shirt peeks out too much, it looks weird. This one does not have that issue. And it's kind of a touchy thing. Some people don't care about what it looks like under the actual sweater. Some people do care. I do care. The critical thing for this one is that you can actually see most of the shirt underneath the sweater a little bit. Like you can see the color a little bit, so if it does peek through, it doesn't look too odd. It looks like it's intentional and a little bit sheer, which I like. It's still super warm. I love that it has this like checker pattern. The knit is very, very comfy. I love this so much. This one's from Weekday. But the critical thing is that the neckline is a little bit higher than usual, so it doesn't show like half the freaking shirt. Okay, this shirt, this undershirt, the t-shirt has a relatively high neckline, and you can see that this lines up pretty much perfectly. Like there's a bit peeking through. I think that looks really cool actually. Let's stand up and show you the whole fit. The other reason I love this one is that it hits not too low down on the waist. A lot of modern sweaters hit like right here, which I think is terrible. This one's not like up on my belt. It's a little bit lower than that, but it's tasteful and it matches the length of the sleeves. But you can see I just throw it on and it looks amazing right away. I can roll the sleeves up, still looks good. Just super versatile, the kind of thing I can throw in a bag whenever if it gets cooler or warmer during the day and like modify the outfit on the fly. You'll notice we're doing different levels of warmth. The vest is a little bit warm, this is a bit warmer, the next one is going to be much warmer. And it's kind of the most fun. It is a giant oversized coat. I guess it's not technically oversized because it's meant to have jackets under it for the deep, deep winter. This is like an outer layer. But in the fall, you can wear it as the only jacket you have and it's oversized. This beautiful patterned one is from Madewell. They sent it to me, I love it so much. I've not actually worn it outside yet. I'm waiting for my day. I'm waiting for it to get cold. Just look, I mean, come on. Excuse the dishes, like I have like a whole functional apartment. We should talk about that in a second, we will. But this is just such a good coat. It's nice enough that I can wear it and look professional, but it's also extremely casual. Like with the jeans and a t-shirt, it definitely works. It could also work with a suit jacket. This with like slacks, pleated slacks, and a slightly unbuttoned shirt would be dangerous. The oversized coat is an essential move because it's so versatile. This can be your main layer in the fall, this can be one of your layers in the winter. You could rock sweats, a hoodie, you could rock a full suit under this and it would still always look good. There are different variants. You could do like a black pea coat, a navy pea coat, a classic camel coat. This one with the pattern I think is really nice because it's very versatile because of that pattern. Said because like 3 times in that sentence, but it's cool. Madewell does an amazing one of these. I definitely recommend checking that out. But if you're not sure if you want one, again, check out secondhand. I thrifted a $30 classic, I think Old Navy or Gap pea coat. I had to get it mended because it had some tears in the sleeve, but it's incredible. It is like literally in storage in my room. Not pulling it out right now, but I will once it gets cold. It's so nice. If you want a coat like this, I would say check out some of the classic retailers if you don't find one secondhand. Madewell's great, Gap, Banana Republic, what else do we have? LL Bean has some absolute heat. They don't really miss. Like, they're classic for a reason. Oh, I didn't even tell you where to get sweaters like this. LL Bean has some really good ones too. Those are beautiful. There's a roll neck they have that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I'm actually thinking of picking one up. Secondhand for sweaters is probably even easier than vests or coats. I actually have a gorgeous fisherman sweater that I don't have with me in New York right now. It's back in Florida in storage. I got that thrifting for like $20 and it's like, I don't know where it's from, I don't know who made it. Genuine wool, genuine like hand knit sweater, absolutely insane. But again, the most easy to find versions of these different pieces you can get at somewhere like J. Crew. They make a beautiful coat, they make a beautiful sweater. The point of these 3 things, if you cop one of them, if you cop all 3, is to make you suited for whatever temperature you need to handle. When I moved to Boston from Florida like 5 years ago now, it's crazy to think about, it was 5 years. I didn't know how to layer, so I bought like a giant parka from Uniqlo that I only ever wore like a few times because it was the dead of winter, I didn't know how to layer, but it was so like unwieldy and not functional. It was a beautiful parka, but it just wasn't quite cold enough to justify wearing it and like dragging around all that mass all day. Once I realized that I could layer a different, smaller puffer from Uniqlo with like a heat tech base layer, and a sweater, and like maybe a t-shirt in addition to that, it got way easier. So having the option to layer with a vest for a little warmth, a sweater for more, combining them for even more warmth, I would do that now if the armholes weren't so small. And having a big coat to throw on top of all that is absolutely critical. Speaking of moving to Boston, I should actually talk to you guys about what I've been up to since I posted my last video. I was living in Boston post-grad, I finished Boston University, had a lovely time. Hanging out with all my friends in Boston was amazing, and then I got signed to a modeling agency in New York. I'm with Wilhelmina Models, I'm loving it so far, the people are great, and it's a really good time. And so I kind of decided that like the best next step for me as a content creator, as a model, and doing the other things I want to do, like working on computer science, data science, doing writing in my free time. There's a lot of opportunities in New York, especially on the media side and the modeling side, but for everything as well. So I was like, let's make the jump, let's move to New York. I spent almost the entire summer in Europe. I was in Greece for 10 days with my family. Then I spent about 2 weeks in London on my own, staying with some cousins, which was incredible. London is beautiful, the menswear scene is so cool. And then I was in Denmark for almost 3 weeks with my girlfriend and her family. So I did all my summer travel, and then I kind of just like crashed back in Boston, and I think I had like a week to pack everything up and move out. It was super, super hard to do that because I got back and I realized like all my friends were moving to new places, mostly within the city. Like most of my friend group is still in Boston. I just got back from a trip to go visit them. There was a little world that I had like created there with them. It was like a second family, basically. Like they were like a chosen family that I had. They still are, but we all lived on like the same block. And leaving that, seeing that like it had changed drastically. Like some people had moved a little bit further down, some people were moving further down another way. Like the little world that I'd known was already gone. And that was incredibly difficult. So I moved to New York. The first week I was alone, then my roommate moved in. My roommate is a really good old friend from Florida. We grew up together as kids. So it's like living with a cousin that you always got along with super well. It's so fun. But it wasn't super easy. I was lucky because I was super busy right away. I moved and then I literally realized as I was moving that the week after I got there was Fashion Week. So I moved in, basically like threw all my stuff down and started getting outfits together to go to events. Went to a bunch of events. It was super cool. I didn't walk or anything, but I just kind of went and studied. I like saw people walk. I saw the way that the industry worked a little bit. I made a bunch of connections, good networking, and worked. Then I did a bunch of shoots and did some brand work here on the social media side. But day-to-day life is amazing. My girlfriend is up in Toronto. She's doing her master's there. I'm super proud of her. So I've been visiting her. She's been coming down here. We've both been going to see our friends in Boston. Life is pretty amazing and I'm very grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for you for seeing me through all of this and for being a huge part of why I've been able to do any of this in the first place. If you didn't watch my videos and if you didn't care about, I don't know, the silly little things I have to say about fashion or training or books or whatever else, you know, the interest is that you align with, I wouldn't be here. So thank you immensely from the bottom of my heart for making this life possible. Anyway, vest, sweater, big coat, check it out, man. I don't know. Let me know if you find anything cool. Actually, like, tag me in videos. If you go thrifting and you find cool stuff, or if you pick up a new piece and you find a cool way to style it, tag me in those videos. I want to see what's up. Like, I want to see what you're wearing. I want to see how you style it. I want to see if, you know, the things, the ideas I have actually translate well. And if they're helpful. I hope they are. I sincerely hope they are. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot thank you enough for all of it. I'm just feeling very grateful. So, yeah, I don't know. Thanks. Have a good one.